Hello everyone, Brittany again, and this is going to be number 2 of what is on my iPod. Now this one is going to be a little bit different. These songs are on my iPod, but I'm kind of going to be talking about the newer songs that are on my iPod. So ones that are, you're going to be hearing on the radio. Most of these are going to be country. There are a couple that might be rock. Mostly what I listen to is country. I listen to a little bit of hard rock, a little bit of metal sometimes. A little bit of pop, not too much, and then a little bit of Christian contemporary, depending on the band. So these mainly are going to be country. So, but do keep an open mind. Not all country sounds the same anymore. So, let me grab my iPod and we will start going. So the first song that I have on my iPod that is a new song by an artist is "What Makes You Country" by Luke Bryan. I absolutely love this song. Whenever I got his new CD, which is by the same title, "What Makes You Country," I was definitely really interested to hear this song. There's not too many Luke Bryan songs I don't like, and the first time I heard this one, I really like it. He kind of makes a standpoint of, and it's not really, him trying to prove to people that he's country. I think it's him trying to prove to, everyone that country is not, concrete. It's not, you have to drive a truck. You have to live in the country to be country. And that's one of the things I love is, growing up, I didn't live in the country. I didn't drive always, I haven't always driven a truck. And just because, you live in the city or you drive, a car or an SUV or something that's, not typical country, that doesn't mean you're country and doesn't mean you're not country. And that's the thing is, there's no concrete definition of what makes someone country. And I really like that he kind of describes that in the song. And if you watch the video, it's really cool. There's a lot of, celebrities in the video. I know Kelly Clarkson's in the video. Cole Swindell's in the video. There's a couple of other people. And if you happen to have watched the last award show, I want to say it was the CMAs, and it was in, I think, November of this year, or excuse me, of last year. He actually opened with a song, and it was really cool. You can go on YouTube and check the video out of the intro, and he starts singing it. He brings a couple of other people along with him. I know Luke Combs is in it. Cole Swindell is in it. Chris Jansen, who's another one of my favorite artists, is in it. Ashley McBride, who's a female artist I've recently gotten into, is also in it. And then John Party sings a little bit within it. And I think that was a really good song to start off an award show, because when you start off on an award show, you always want to start off on a song that, is powerful, that people are going to remember. And I think this was a really good one. The next one I have is, this is kind of it's not a new song. It's not his newest single, but it is off his new album, and that's "Drowns the Whiskey" by Jason Aldean featuring Miranda Lambert. I really like this song. Some of Jason's songs can go either way. I like most of them. Then there are a couple that I don't like. And this is one of those that I really like the song. It's really a good country ballad. It's got that slow, it kind of hits you in the feels almost country sound. It's got really good lyrics. Miranda does an awesome job on the background vocals. This is not the first song that they have collaborated on. They also did a song, I want to say it was off of his second album called Relentless, and it was called Grown Woman. She did really good on that one as well. And I think their voices mix really well together. It's not a duet though. It's not as much of a duet as "Don't You Want to Stay," but I really like the song. It's got a really good country song or country sound to it. It is one of his more traditional sounding songs, which a lot of his slow ones are, if you don't count "Burning It Down." I really like just the way the song sounds, what it talks about, and it kind of has that traditional country sound to it, because it talks about whiskey, it talks about heartbreak, breakup, and that's what a lot of good country songs are about. So I really do like that one as well. Let me see what I have on here. Might take a while. I'm going to go on one that it's not a new song. It is off their newest album, and that is Avenged Sevenfold's The Stage. Avenged Sevenfold is a band I couldn't even say I've heard of them until I met my husband, and it was really, kind of a, turning point. I was like, hey, I really like this band. Now, I will say I did not get into them until I believe it was Hell to the King was the name of the CD, or maybe it was Shepherd of Fire. It was the CD that had those two songs on. I didn't get into Invisible until them, and that was the album before The Stage came out. I do like Nightmare. I haven't really listened to that much of their other albums. I know a couple of songs. I do know, they started early on as a screaming band, so they were more of a metal band. Now they're kind of going back into hard rock, and they're not the only band that's doing that. But I really like The Stage. It's a very anti-political song, but the good thing is it's not about one party or another. It's kind of in the middle. It's just kind of like, it's not like, well, we hate this party or we hate that party. It's just kind of like, we hate politics altogether. And I think a lot of us, especially in the last presidential election, was in the same boat with them. The video is really cool. It has a very theatrical view. It's puppets, and it's really cool, and and it's kind of about being a band and being told what they can sing, what they can't sing, what they can feel, what they can't feel. And I really like that they're just like, what, we're gonna do what we want to do, we don't care what you think. And I really think music needs to take a stand against politics. They don't need to be told, or they don't need to listen to when they're told what they can sing and what they can. And you see a lot of artists across a lot of genres that are kind of going one way or another because that's what's trendy, or that's what they think is okay to sing. And you don't need to go away from your roots, or go away what your fans are used to you releasing because society doesn't say it's okay, or because society wants you to talk about one topic or another. Just stick to what you're used to, stick to what your fans like, and stick to what you started with. And let's see, what other songs are out. Another song I really like right now is Luke Combs, and it's Beautiful Crazy. I pretty much love every song Luke Combs has put out. He's got some really good ones. He's got, One Number Away, She Got the Best of Me, Hurricane. His other one is When It Rains It Pours. I absolutely love all of those songs. And he has one of those voices that there's been a couple of songs where when I've been listening to Pandora, if I hadn't looked down, I wouldn't have known it was him, because his voice can change. It has different pitches, it has different tones, and that's really something different you don't see in a lot of male country singers, is them being able to change their voice. And I really like that song. It's kind of if you've ever heard of Brantley Gilbert's My Kind of Crazy, it kind of goes along the same lines of, she's crazy, but I like it. And it's kind of the newer version of My Kind of Crazy. And unfortunately, if you're a Brantley Gilbert fan, and you've been following him for a long time, you've probably heard She's My Kind of Crazy. But if you're a typical country music fan and you don't listen to Brantley other than what he plays on the radio, you probably have never heard of it. But it's a really good song. I do encourage you to check that out if you haven't listened to it. Another song I really like, again, this is going to be on the countryside, is Chris Jansen's Drunk Girl. Now, everyone probably knows of Chris Jansen from the song Buy Me a Boat. And I absolutely love that song. I will say it was overplayed a lot. And it was one of those songs where if I wanted to listen to it, then I would listen to it, but they played it so much on the radio, it got to where I was like, okay, I kind of have to turn my radio off because they're playing it so much and I don't want to hate it. Because there are those songs that you've heard it so much and radio has played it so much, you're just like, oh my God, stop. And that was kind of how it was with Buy Me a Boat. But going to his new song, Drunk Girl, it's kind of a spin on something that's not really covered that much. There is a little bit of violence in the video. If you do watch the violence, it covers, domestic violence. It covers rape. So do be warned when you go and watch the video. It's not your normal, typical country music video. And but the song is really good, and it's kind of about, what the right thing to do is. If you meet up a girl and you really like her and she happens to be drunk, it's not take her home and take advantage of her and never see her again. It's, and the lyrics really describe, what the right thing to do is, and kind of encouraging people to not do the thing that typical 20-year-olds do whenever they go out and drink. It's, take a drunk girl home, take her home, make sure she gets in bed and make sure she's taken care of, lock the door behind you, leave your number so she can let you know that, hey, she's okay when she woke up. And I guarantee you girls will appreciate this if you do this to them. I'm not saying make a habit of going to a bar and taking every drunk girl you see home. I mean, that would kind of be a little bit confusing, but if you do find yourself interested in someone and this situation does come upon you, try and do the right thing. And it does kind of go along with the Me Too movement. I'm not going to get into that too much, but it kind of, counteracts with the whole date rape thing. I will say that. And the last song that I'm going to talk about is, again, I wouldn't say this is the new single, but it's a song that really, really, really hit home when I first heard it, and it's Cole Swindell's Dad's Old Number. I absolutely love Cole Swindell. He comes right around the same part of Georgia as Luke Bryan does. He's got a really, really good voice. He does some really good songs. He's got a couple of party songs. He's got a lot of breakup songs. I mean, my God, I'm trying to figure out if this dude is every song he's going to release is about breakups. And, that's okay if that's what you want to do. But, every single song being that, it's kind of like, okay, is something going on there that, we should be concerned with? But this song is it's essentially about him having something going on with his life, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, and he automatically goes and calls his dad. And unfortunately, his dad is not there. His dad has passed, and that really hit home with me. My stepdad or my dad passed about a year and a half ago, so that song came out within the last year, and it really hit home with me because there are so many times that I wanted to call my dad or my grandfather, who passed within the same year as my dad. Actually, he passed away earlier than my dad did. And it's one of those things where, there are so many times where if I have a question about a car, or I have a question about directions, or I just want someone to talk to about a specific topic, there are times where I will have to catch myself and I'm like, I can't call them because they're not there anymore. And it's a really emotional song. It's a really personal song. If you've ever had a father figure close to you in your life pass away, you will definitely resonate with the song. And I definitely encourage you to look that one up. You might cry, but there's nothing wrong with crying. Within a good song. There's so many songs that happens to, and it's not a weakness. It's just showing, hey, you relate to the song, and emotions come into play, and sometimes that can be a good thing. It can help you heal. So there you have it. Those are the songs that are on my iPod that are currently new, or have been released within the last year or so, that you might not hear them that much on the radio, but I think you should give them a look. So again, if you have any comments or suggestions of other songs for me to listen to, or ones to check out, I'm all ears. And if you're kind of stuck on what to listen to next, let me know, and I might be able to give a few suggestions your way as well. Thank you for watching. Bye.